Croeso and welcome to Tales for Wales, the pod that never fails to wash away thy sins, baptise you in knowledge and promises not to nonce your children. And as ever, you're joined by Brother of the Cloth, Jack, and the Lord Father upon high, me, Franks. I am
the Archbishop of I've forgotten the name of your street now. Banter, the Archbishop of Banterbury. Yeah. Let's go for Nando's.
Cheeky Nando's, please. This is my religion.
Sorry, yeah. Can you use the proper denominations if you're going to refer to the house of God like that?
When I just did that voice, baptize thee in the name of the Lord, all that shenanigans. Last Sunday, I went to the Waterguard for like quiet, solitary pints on my own. And do a bit of reading and stuff like that. And it's really heavy rain outside. And then this fucking cunt comes in. He like pushes open the door and he's like, "Barkeep, may this lowly serf seek refuge upon thy walls." Just like, oh, fuck off, cunt. Just say, "Can I have a pint?" And shut up.
Perchance there's a place at the inn, barkeep.
Let us gingerly touch tips, my lord. And the barman, who is like, it was a Sunday night, really quiet. He was loving the fact that I was just sat reading a New England Dude book around the corner, and like no one was talking. He was just scrolling through TikTok, which was mad because he didn't have headphones on, which was a bit annoying. But
also, don't you realise that Samuel Smith, you're not fucking allowed?
I know, but rules. When he was from London and he got sent down to work in the one in Cardiff, and it was like he was on the front line. He was like a martial lord. He cared nothing about the culture,
about the lives of peasants.
Yeah. So when this cunt came in, and he called himself a lowly serf, I was like, "Oh, you fucking dog! Just have a pint and shut up." And then I realised I think he might have been a bit, on some sort of spectrum.
What are you going to say then? It started with an S and a P. I think I know.
He was just a lovely bloke doing his best.
Yeah, just a lovely guy just trying his best in life, right? We can't change him.
Yeah, and also
speaking of godliness, thank God the hangover from the last time we did this is gone. Well, at least it is for me. I think you're probably still in the trenches in a way.
We've returned to the scene of the crime. I speak like that cunt there. Oh God!
Well, let's just say on that night we ascended. Yeah. Was it to heaven? I don't think so, but we certainly ascended. We certainly beat. I would say that's probably the fastest. Fastest I've drunk that amount of rum.
Yeah.
It was an absolute PB. One I don't really remember.
So people who didn't follow us on Instagram, we posted a few of the pics on the day, but we got to the Bluebell in Cardiff, and actually we had our first pint in Spoons at 10 a.m.
Spoons, yeah. If you listen to last week's episode, you'll have a very drunken rundown of this.
Oh, really?
But,
okay.
Also,
my one job for last week was to to charge the mics so we could do an outside broadcast, and I didn't record the mics. so apologies.
It'll be quite a funny viewing. It was frustrating for us at the time because we were like, why can we never do this? Yeah. Oh wait, it's our own fault.
This time it was definitely our own fault.
We cobbled something together. You'll already have listened. If you're an avid listener, you will have already heard it. But if you're brand new at whatever it is, like almost 200 episodes in, maybe go check it out. We got a few in the back catalogue that are worth listening to. Last when we were like, we didn't do it, so we cobbled it together. It would be quite a funny listen, I think, because of all I've left in some of the bits where we go, for fuck's sake, the mic's gone again, and then it just sort of cut out.
All right,
but
it
was biblical.
We were drinking early. We did so from 10 a.m. until about 5 p.m. we were drinking beers, and then maybe we slowly, maybe until about 6 p.m. it was just beers. So probably about 10 pints, maybe a bit more. And then
just having a laugh.
10 easy pints. And then we bought a litre rum each. And then between about 8 and midnight, we drunk nearly all of it. And so that's 2 liters.
It was. I don't know why I felt the need. A classic bloody skinflint me. I bought my bottle, what was left of my bottle, home with me. Yeah. It was nothing. It wasn't even it was 2 drinks worth, maybe, out of the entire year.
Yeah, we caned it. I'm never ever sick, and I was physically sick the next day. We had a great time. We watched films. We discussed life. We discussed what happens
the world to rights, as usual.
The world to rights, yeah. we went so over the top in what would happen if Nigel Farage took over.
We went something, the things that cannot be said in the public sphere.
But we just lost our minds. Like I literally lost my mind, and I woke up at 7 a.m. like so scared and confused, and like didn't know what had happened. And then I've been in like a shroud of genuine remorse, fear, anxiety, death.
Well, it's like you do suffer, don't you? Mentally, both mentally and physically. When we push the pendulum so hard, yours swings back, I'd say, further than how you pushed it. Whereas I'm very lucky, and more times than not, mine doesn't swing back quite as heavy.
You're quite
I feel
resilient.
like shit. I have the anxiousness and all that, but then I do also do the thing you're probably not meant to, but I'll just get back on it and be like, chase the beers, chase the ghosts away again, just keep doing that.
Well, I was physically sick.
And I was rough though. It was a biggie.
Well, I'm never sick, and I was like physically sick, and then like 3 days, I got a bit ill just from being like depressed, and like I went to go see my family for lunch, and
the culmination,
and it was like drenched, and it got like soaked to my skin. I was like in such a bad physical and mental way. I hadn't gone to the gym all week, and I've been enjoying going to the gym, and I just like I crashed out, and I was
bet you were
Jack.
A right fucking hoot at that family get together, weren't you?
Just shivering, literally shivering from alcohol and from the rain. But I was I've texted Jack all week like, that's it, I'm done. I ain't ever doing nothing ever again.
I am done, mate. I am done.
Don't care what you think about me, right? I'm done.
I'm just going to start seriously looking after my mental and physical health from now on. We got a lad's holiday in a couple of weeks, so I know that's going all out the window as soon as we get to the airport.
I'm not drinking. I've decided I'm definitely having 2 weeks off because when I said it to you on Tuesday, 2 weeks' time, I'm off to London for a few drinks with friends. But I'm happy to have a few drinks. That's fine. But what I can't keep doing is drinking 10 pints.
It's fine. Not only fine, but I think it's not only fine but healthy to say I'll give it a rest on, like you say, the 10 pints and a litre of rum. Yeah. I won't do that so often. You know, let's dial those back.
I always want to drink, and I always want to be the social aspect of drinking. I love it. I love going to the pub. I love seeing my friends. And our culture is booze. But I need to right, do you know what? I don't need to go hell for leather. So when we go to Mallorca, it'll be a scatty holiday, but I'll try my best to be on the beers most of the day. And then, because we're in like an all-inclusive, you can't do your own pour measurements.
I think we'll be all right. It'll be like... it'll be like beers all day, low and slow all day.
Low and slow. We'll be all right. And I can't do what we did last time.
No. It's like we were saying, because we were texting, drowning our sorrows to each other in this, the days up to this record. And it was like, if only we could just know how to knock it on the head and just rein it in. Just a touch.
Can't do it.
Just a touch. And we'd be by it. We'd probably have a better time for a longer time rather than like crashing and burning
crazy
after the litres like hit our brains.
Yeah. And what I'm going to do,
so we're just a bit of self-discipline.
Try and do lunchtime records because they're quite good. Because the albatross of the pod is that we often drink when we do the pod. So I don't want to stop doing the pod, but I also don't want to get battered every time we do it. So I'm going to try
and do a no rum rule or something like that.
Yeah. Well, what I'm going to do is like buy just beer and be like, right, when the beer's done, that's it. I'm not going to bother. At the moment, I get like a fucking a trunk's worth of booze in, so I could be like, right, and then me and you will stay up till like 3 yapping, even though we spoke all night.
We always do it because we go, there was no beer in the house, so I got like a box of that, I got a litre of rum, and then like we'll do 2 records, and then we'll just stay talking to each other till like you said 3 in the morning, just polishing things off, and then you're like, feel shit next day, wonder why that is.
But the thing is, we never get bored of what we talk about. Like we can just. You can tell me an hour about a game you played, and I'll genuinely be interested.
You're like, that's sick, bro. That's so sick. Actually, I love guzzling down the rum, and then it's like, no, you tell me a story while I drink.
Oh yeah, Well,
so it was a bit heavy. I got into a fracas with. Am I pronouncing that right? A fracas. A fracas with my taxi driver. Amy saw him pull up. Whatever it was, like bloody 3:30 in the morning. and saw me just out there for ages.
From mine, right? When he came back from mine,
yeah, because the guy was saying, "You haven't paid, you haven't paid." I was like, "I've done it on the app, I've done it on the app." I could barely read my phone at this point. And I kept saying, I insisted I did it on the app. Like, "You're trying to fleece me." "No, I'm not." Blah 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 blah. All this. Anyway, he said, "I can't let you get out of the car unless you've paid." And even though I was really drunk and could easily go, fuck him off, I was like, no, the decency. I will have decency in my stupor. And I was like, right, fine. So I was best to pay you if none of my cards are working for some reason. I know I had money in them. Eventually, I set old Ahmed Yusuf up on my PayPal as a friends and family, transferred him the old 15 odd quid I owed him. And then when I looked the next day, I had so many things from like Monzo saying, we've declined payment because you've inputted your number wrong. We've declined payment because you've inputted your number wrong. So many of them. I was obviously just punching, like smashing my phone like a numpty and just not hitting the right numbers.
What did your missus say? Did she see you when you came in there?
I remember it being annoying because I was trying to figure this out. I kept getting calls and it was coming up with, "Amy's ringing you," and I was like, "Leave me alone! I'm doing something."
Yeah. When interference never helps from anyone. I was like,
"Apologies, Ahmed. This is just the missus. You know what it's like."
You're dribbling. But anyway, so
Ahmed, if you're listening, mate, I do apologise. I didn't mean to accuse you of fleecing me. It was very clearly my fault.
Yeah, a poor fella. Well,
it's just he probably deals with that often as a cabbie, didn't he?
Yeah, especially 3 a.m.
Not that makes it right, of course. But, you're used to annoy Ahmed. Jesus Christ.
Is it time to do a Patreon shout out?
Yes, let's do a Patreon shout out. Let me get the thing up. So we had a comment back, by the way. I know we promised ERJ that we would
we'll come back
do an
to
RFK
this.
Jr. thing.
We'll practice that for tomorrow.
We'll have to come
definitely
back.
Not done it. So we'll do. We'll change them round. We'll switch these round.
But ERJ Ellis Roberts Jones, who we mentioned last time, he commented. Sent us a comment on Spotify, and he was like, I'm paraphrasing here, but he was like, just to clarify, I am a vaccinated boy, okay? Just because we kept saying he's anti-vax, he's got worms in his brain and all that sort of stuff.
How does? Oh no, we'll try. We'll remember to Google.
We tried it last
tomorrow.
time. We got to do it proper. Yeah. So apologies for that, ERJ. We'll sort you out on that one.
Brother, cousin of RFK Jr. ERJ.
Welsh cousin. Right, where are we now then?
We got Vivek.
I've got the thing up.
All
right, Vivek Dandekar.
Yeah, which a name in itself you do not need to add to because it's fucking sick. They call me Vivek Dandekar.
That sounds like a marauding.
Vivek Dandekar sounds like someone from Star Wars who's about to take over a starship. I'm not seeing it. I don't know the reference. I was
just saying you could have got there with a starship. They have those, so you're fine.
But if he's called him or
Darth Vivek of the Sith,
Vivek, or he's like a crusade, like the Crusaders. Sorry, the Crusaders hear of a Muslim warrior called Vivek Dandekar who kills all the Teutonic Knights.
They say they're led by Vivek Dandekar, like a Kingdom of Heaven.
If he was from Britain, they just shorten it to Viv, and then that's not the same.
Viv.
All right, Viv Dandy. Viv Dandy ain't got the same marauding fear as
Viv Dandy.
Vivek Dandekar. Yeah. He has killed
Vivek the Dandy Dandekar. Yeah.
On one night, he killed 50 Teutonic Knights. What a single-handed Vivek.
They call him Vivek Dandekar.
They call him the Beast from the East, Vivek Dandekar.
I prefer Vivek the Dandy Dandekar.
Yeah. Fucking hell, Viv. You're a bastard, you are, Viv. Good to have you on board, Vivi. Vivian. Vivek.
Vivian, Vivek. Yeah. Cheers for subscribing and putting up with this as your shout out. Cheers, mate.
Get on board the Patreon as well, guys. Please. I'm in a lot of financial
that was
strife.
Enthusiastic. Yeah, please. We could do with the money and the positivity.
Yeah, because then you can join the likes.
Yeah, you get extra bits. I can't be bothered going through the tiers now, but they're good. Episodes, they're solid. All right.
Extra episodes dedicated to where you're from, some merch,
Mabinogion shit. It's great.
Anyway, I'm still deflated. If I'm honest, I'm still definitely
let's keep
down in the old
this train moving, shall we? This locomotive on the go.
But these are going to be a bit short ones as well, aren't they? Because they're
going to be a nice tight half hour because these are the classic lunchtime records. Yeah, bite-sized bits of history.
Yeah. Get on with it then.
Today, so stop yapping and get on. So today I'm going to be talking about St Bleddian, or St Lupus, as he's known in English.
Loopy Lupus.
Loopy Lupus. St Bleddian, whose name means little wolf in Welsh, was born around 383 AD in a place called Toul, which would be in modern-day northeast France. He was the son of Epirocus, a wealthy landowner, and his early life was a fairly privileged one until he lost both his parents and was forced to live with his uncle Alistocus, or Alistosus, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. As he came of age, Bleddian, he pursued a career in law and married a woman named Pimeniola, who was the sister of a prominent bishop. 6 years after tying the knot, though, they both had a gutsful and decided to go their separate ways amicably. Bleddian sold his estate, gave the profits to the poor, and joined Lerins Abbey, a community led by a guy named Honoratus. By 426, he was appointed Bishop of Troyes, a city in what was Gaul, but is today about sort of modern-day France. Lupus was a very pious man, reportedly only wearing a sackcloth for clothing, as well as sleeping on boards and constantly fasting. Sounds like a fucking shit life to me.
Fucking shit.
Self-sentenced shit life there. You don't need to sleep on the boards, Bleddian. You can put some clothes on,
I was
Bleddian.
thinking this earlier. Imagine being a monk and not ever having a wank or having sex because that's against your religion. But then realising
they were all lying.
But well, yeah, no, they probably were all lying. But imagine that's what you dedicated your life to, and then you got to heaven, and God was like, "What the fuck are you on about? But why? Cool, I gave you a dick. You're allowed to do that." And you go, "Oh, I've wasted fucking."
We get up
years.
to heaven, fucking Bleddian's there, and it's like, mate,
What,
all we did was fucking drink, sleep on comfy beds, wear whatever I wanted, and he's like, "What? You guys got to heaven? Yeah, mate, it's not a prerequisite, done you?"
Yeah. Oh, you'll never go to heaven. Oh my god.
Anyway, so he became the bishop of a place called Troyes, which is in was in Gaul, modern day France. Like I said, he made his life needlessly difficult, but was considered very pious for doing so. Fast forward to 429 AD, and Lupus was chosen to travel to Britain. Sorry, I'm interchanging Lupus and Bleddian, by the way,
right.
Because at this point in time, he's only known as Lupus. But yeah, so 429, Lupus was chosen to travel to Britain to uphold and spread the faith. This time, this is where he became known as Bleddian after his time in South Wales. So it was like a name bestowed upon him by the sort of Welsh congregation that started following him. He was pretty big time, like I said, in South Wales, particularly in Bro Morgannwg or Vale of Glamorgan.
Nice.
And the village of village of St Bleddian, it is indeed. The village of St Bleddian is actually named after him and is still there today, so you can go see that if you fancy. Bleddian returned to Gaul, and in 451 AD, the armies of the Mongols, led by Attila the Hun, were approaching after leaving huge swaths of Europe in ruins. As the army drew closer, Troyes was shitting itself pretty hard, and Bleddian, in typical, why have I said this, chorizo fashion? What the fuck does that mean? I think that's got to be a mistake. I've just read through the entire thing. It doesn't make sense contextually, so keep this in, I guess.
Classic chorizo fashion.
Classic Bleddian and chorizo fashion.
Well, is it because there's like they're near Spain where Attila the Hun might be approaching?
Well, I said he was in modern day France, so that doesn't even make any sense.
Well,
I must be some sort of autocorrect.
Fashion.
Classic Saint Chorizo fashion. Anyway. Troyes was worried that the Attila the Hun and his army of Mongols were approaching, and in classic, I know where it's meant to be, St Bleddian in typical Chryso fashion. Chryso, not chorizo. Yeah, it's in Christian. Right, sorry. I'm keeping all that in. That sounds funny. So fine. Anyway, in typical Chryso fashion, he turned to prayer, fasting for days in search of divine intervention. Eventually, he put on his best religious clobber and led a procession of clergy outside the city walls to meet Attila the Hun. Now, I couldn't find much of any detail on what exactly happened, only that Bleddian was so courageous and holy that Attila was very impressed with him. So much so that he decided to spare Troyes and marched his army around the city, earning St Bleddian huge brownie points with the locals. Attila and his army continued their conquest until they were defeated at the Battle of Chalons the same year. As the Mongols were retreating, Attila requested that Bleddian accompany him, believing a holy man of his stature would guarantee the safety of him and his men. Bleddian, being the soft touch that he was, agreed and escorted Attila and his men to the Gaulish border. The Roman authorities at the time were not happy at all about this and accused Bleddian of aiding their enemy. And so whether out of genuine suspicion or because of more political machinations, Rome exiled Bleddian from the empire and he withdrew to the mountains, living as a hermit until his death in 479. There's debate about whether the whole impressing Attila the Hun thing actually happened, or if it's just like tall tales, about how faith can overcome everything, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But in any case, St Bleddian was a real person for sure. He did serve as a bishop for 52 years. He was praised by Sidonius Apollinaris, a fellow bishop and poet who called him, quote, the father of fathers and bishop of bishops, the chief of the Gallican prelates, a rule of manners, the pillar of truth, the friend of God, and the intercessor of him for men.
What an absolute wingman.
I know, yeah.
I was sort of big
Apollinaris. Well done, mate. Yeah, a bishop of bishops, a father of fathers, a chorizo of chorizos. But he was also St Lupus or St Bleddian. He founded the Abbey of St Loup de Troyes, where his remains were held after his death. Today, there's only a fragment of his skull that survives in the treasury. I couldn't find out why that, if it's been ransacked or if it's just because he's that fucking old that it's just decayed.
They often put holy people's relics around different churches, don't they?
Yeah, they do. So, have your finger go here, and then your toe
finger
there,
up your ass, send over there.
Yeah, have some Bleddian's finger, stick it up your ass, you fuck off. Yeah.
So I think that can happen.
Yeah, I guess that must be exactly right. It has been known. So there's also St Bleddian's Church in St Lythans in Vale of Glamorgan here in Wales, where you can go and celebrate his feast day every year on July 29th.
Oh, we just missed
you can do that in any of those little, you can do that on any of his little churches or his holy grounds. But whenever you like, really, you can. It's up to you. But I don't know what they do on his feast day. He's not like who was it, St Taylor? That had like specific things in Brittany that are done on his
which we're debating going to one day.
I would love to go there for St Taylor's Day.
Yeah, mostly for the pints.
Yes, and insert myself into that Breton culture as well. They're doing a nice day for themselves, and we're like, we're actually from Wales, and we claim this day as well. But anyway, now on to the real reason that you lot have tuned in and listened to me talk about saints. The miracles, of course, my favourite bits of all the saints I mentioned.
Can I have another? Some guesses?
Yeah, go ahead.
Obviously, he finds a well.
Oh no, mate! He's one of the guys who separates from the herd on this. He's one of the good ones. Yeah, he's. I know a well is almost
normally all
favorite,
they ever do is find a healing spring, and it's water that's not covered in dog shit. So it's like
it's usually really shit ones like water that's not covered in dog shit, and then like things that are a girl was sleeping and we thought she wouldn't wake up and now she's awake. Hey, I'm a saint. Or it's real tall tales. Like really over the top things like St Taylor, I think, chained a dragon to like the bay or something like that. Yeah. But no, St Taylor, no such low hanging fruit, mate. For those who don't know, you need 2 miracles to become a saint, or 2 recorded miracles. Our boy Bleddian, he just went, fuck 2, I'm doing 8 to be on the safe side. So we've got 8 miracles. Number 1, getting Attila the Hun to not attack Troyes, as previously mentioned. He was just so soaked in fucking Christian holiness that the notorious warlord Attila the Hun said he'd give him and his town a free pass on the whole conquest thing. So that was his first miracle. And if true, big if true,
huge if true,
you could maybe attribute that. Is that a miracle or just being persuasive or whatever? But still, miraculous. I mean, if you said you prayed for that, Troyes to be spared, and then
they
that
didn't
happened,
call Henry Kissinger, the guy who's was the negotiator for the Americans, like a miracle maker because he negotiated. That's just kind of doing you like a political job.
Yeah. But anyway, he chalked that up. He was like, well, that's number 1, guys. Come on. I'm halfway there. Number 2, while travelling from Troyes to Macon, Bleddian encountered a woman who was completely paralysed. He gave her a little prayer and a blessing, and who'd have guessed? She made a full recovery. So that's 2. Done. So that's already, he's enough to be a saint, but he kept pushing it on. Number 3 was when Bleddian healed a young girl who had lost the ability to speak because of demonic possession, supposedly. Bleddian exercised the demon.
I like that little bitchy, supposedly.
It's my little bitch. I just couldn't let it go. Yeah. I was just like, isn't even in my my notes, but I was like, not saying that without bloody being snarky. So Bleddian exorcised the demon. Girl was able to speak again. What a bleeding miracle. That's number 3 done. Number 4, a senator's son named Claudius was on death's door with a grave illness. Not to worry, though. Bleddian prayed, and the sickness went away. Another miracle. Number 4. Number 5, another paralysed woman, this time the sister of a priest called Rusticus. Guess what he did with her? He prayed that pesky paralysis right away, didn't he? Miracle number 5 in the bag.
Good lad.
I also would think, there's the couple there, a bit like you just repeated the same one.
Yeah.
Does that count? Do you get to, just because you do it with a different person? Come on,
make it a bit more repetitive original. By the end.
It does, yeah. It gets a bit boring, Bleddian. So number 6, a guy named Germanicus had lost a son and was naturally pretty sad about it. Bleddian gives the lad a quick prayer, and hey-ho, the boy springs back to life.
Well, that's quite good.
That's a big deal. That's a pretty big one. Yeah, not another paralysed woman that you've saved, is it? Right, finally, something different. Resurrection, now I'm in again. Miracle number 7, and this one was when he learned of a man from Gaulis who had abandoned his wife. He wrote a letter to the man, and so moving were his words, the man returned to his marriage and devoted himself to Christ.
That's
now, I personally think that's a bit of a fucking stretch to call a miracle.
Yeah, it was a miracle. That's like when you run for the bus and you make it, you say, "Oh, it's a miracle."
Yeah,
no, it's not a miracle. It's just you've done something.
It's like they went, "Oh, what other ones have you done?" The clergy said, "What other ones have you done?" Then Bleddian, "Oh, well, I did. I wrote this guy once.
Dodgy relationship.
He left his wife, and then he came back, and then he said, "Yeah, I love Jesus now." Yeah. Okay, that's number 8. We'll stick out on the docket. I feel like the requirements for entry are a little bit low for Bleddian.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we have miracle number 8. And this one is a posthumous miracle from Bleddian this time. Apparently, after his death, a slave fleeing his master took refuge in Bleddian's tomb. And when the master caught up to him and attempted to strike the slave in retribution, the master was miraculously restrained by the spirit of Bleddian, who also struck down the master with an unnamed disease, protecting the slave even after death. So that's so there's the 8 miracles there that definitely 100% happened.
Yeah, 100%
and I did think the last one was the last one at least was a bit of a good story, I suppose. Like I can,
even I would say they're better. We can't have our cake and eat it. We either have a go at them for just being dorks who find healthy water.
Find wells.
I would rather them have stories like this, a bit more mad and entertaining.
Yeah, and also I don't know if you're going to make shit up. Like, why not do what the big ones do, like Taylor and all that? Like even Dewi Sant was like, "Oh yeah, I just summoned a sea monster from Ireland to get my mate here on time." You know, swing big, big. You might as well.
Might as well.
So there we are. Yeah, like I said, those are the 8 miracles. Like I said, I prefer the one. Do you remember the one that we said that he said he battered the Loch Ness monster? Basically, he fought the Loch Ness monster. I can't remember what his name was, but like another one, swing for the fences. You never know. You could be being talked about on a Welsh history podcast.
Yeah, come on, live
years later.
Yeah, I wonder what our miracles
that
would
is
be. Drinking rum at a pace.
It was a goddamn miracle. I'll write you a letter about how good drinking rum with you was and call that a miracle. Yeah. So there is that St Lupus, aka St Bleddian.
Ledge. Well, I've got to go straight back to work because someone's trying to call me, which is not ideal.
Sending them to message while you're laughing it up with me.
Yeah. Diolch yn Granda, guys. We're going to do...
Diolch, pal.
Yeah, we got quite a few fun ones coming up. I have been working on a Glyndŵr episode, which I kind of should have got ready for this week.
It's going to be that's our Odyssey, isn't it?
Yeah, but man, it's a big old chunk of hunker bunker burning love. But that'll be a good one. And we've also got, which we do try and mix it up a little bit. The next one I'm doing is about a bishop as well, but. Well, I'll leave it for another time. But it's
we do mix it up a lot. The next one I'm doing is about
the next one.
Well.
Mine, mine's definitely not a saint. Mine's like an earthly bishop who is an absolute cunt. But I think it's quite fun. We're in
a bad boy.
I'm looking at the lineup for the next few, and it's varied. So. There's a bit of everything for everyone.
And sometimes we don't even stick to the lineup, do we? We just insert something and go things.
Yeah. Well, also, it would be really helpful if you could drop us a review or share it with your mates, because we always want to kind of get more people involved in this. And
and if there's a subject that you want us to cover that we haven't yet,
a lot of the ones coming up have been suggested to us on Insta. So do that. Anyway, gotta go. Ta-da now. Look after yourself.
See you guys. Ta-da.